Good afternoon. We are at the Ohio Soldiers and Sailors Orphans Home in Xenia, Ohio. And this was established in 1870 as an effort to provide homes for the children of the killed soldiers of the war. Now, while Peter was serving as the lead pastor at the German Reformed Church just down the street, in 1864 he was called to serve as a pastor of White House Landing in Virginia, which became a triage for the injured soldiers of the Cold Harbor Battle, which was one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. And he witnessed firsthand the carnage and the dismay, the injured and the dead soldiers. And at that moment, he proclaimed that his life's mission would forever be, "I would give it, all things being equal, to the wounded soldiers and their orphan children." So at the same time, President Lincoln proclaimed that he was going to collect taxes to raise money for orphanages, but the government mishandled the money and they ran out. And down here in Xenia, where Peter came back to after the war, there were soldiers who were maimed and homeless. There was poverty and destitute, and they lived in poorhouses with their orphan children. And 1869, Peter arranged some public meetings in the community houses, and he was chosen chairman to begin work to collect monies for an orphan's home. And he worked with Lucy Hayes, who was Rutherford B. Hayes' wife. He was the governor at the time. They raised about $25,000 and were donated 100 acres. So before they moved the home up here, he arranged to rent an establishment down the street, which was on Poverty Hill, which was known as the first orphans home. And in 1870, under the control of the Grand Army of the Republic, which was a veterans association through the government to raise funds and build orphanages, they built this orphan establishment called the Ohio Soldiers and Sailors Orphans Home. And this is the first building they built. It's called the Main Hall. And down the street, or just down the block here, is a church where Peter Cornelius preached to the orphans. This is the Collier Chapel of the Ohio Soldiers and Sailors Orphans Home in Xenia, Ohio. And it's a chapel where Peter Cornelius Prugh would have been preaching to the orphans from 1870 to 1873. There we are, and this is part of the main campus of the Ohio Soldiers and Sailors Orphans Home, which you see here.